Hey guys, Kurt here of NK Garage, and I bought a bag of Craftsman wrenches. So let's take a look. Don't mind the violent introduction, but I'm quite excited. And why I'm excited? Well, these aren't just your normal Craftsman wrenches that I come across. If you notice, these all still have the original manufacturer's stickers on them because these are all new old stock. And new old stock is kind of cool because the wrenches haven't been used, they haven't been beat on, they haven't been drawn on, and they typically sell for 1.5 to 2 times as much as they do when they're in used, very good condition. They'll sell for 2 to 3 times as much as the ones that are beat and drawn on. And, you know, it just feels good to take this stuff and put it back out there where people that are trying to fill their collections with good pieces. So, let's take a look. I'll just start grabbing, and I guess I'll just start laying them out. Got a 17 millimeter. It's a VA series. I don't have to take the sticker off to tell you that. I kind of just can really just recognize it. And I believe the VA series is the only one where they actually put these stickers on like this. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but in my experience, every single one that has had the barcode sticker on here has been VA series. So we'll put that on the metric side. We'll do SAE over here. 15 millimeter. Here's the VA stamp. Here's the sticker. Here's an SAE one, 7/16. 3/8. 7/16 again. We've got a 5/8. Now you'll probably notice that some of these have rust, scratches, all that. That is not too uncommon with this kind of stuff. A lot of people have hoarded these in their basements, garages, where they were exposed to the elements. Here's another 3/8. So that kind of stuff does happen. But it's really not that detrimental to the tools. A quick little wire brush or wire wheel takes off all this surface rust. I could probably get that a little bit off with my fingers right there. You really need some serious moisture exposure to really pit the chrome and have chrome damage. Of course, there are going to be, a couple of those, like this one in particular. This one is a bit worse.
What was that one?
That was an 11/16. My bad. But yeah, this one has got some chrome damage. It's not too bad. This one would still clean up okay. Where the glued hanger was is probably the worst part of it. That one is not going to clean up as good. We'll put the double open on the bottom. This one right here is made in China. They had the white little stickers on here like that. We don't really like the Chinese ones. 16 millimeter, or my bad, 18 millimeter. We'll put that with the metrics. Here's another 11/16 VA USA. I believe this is the only other Chinese wrench in here. Thank God. It's a 9/16. So double open, 11/16 by 13/16. Does anybody out there actually use these, the double open wrenches? Let me know. I don't particularly care for them at all. 3/4 by 7/8. They came in a lot of the tool kits, and I mean, it's also, sometimes people just have them for collection reasons. 5/8 here. 3/4. It's a nice one. Another 15 millimeter. There's a double box, 3/8 by 7/16. When it comes to resale of wrenches, They double box are actually the most desirable and usually the ones with the highest price tags. Then combination wrenches are in the middle and double opens are on the losing side of that. Like I said, they don't sell for very high, the double open, and they don't sell very often. Another 3/8 by 7/16, 9mm, 7/16 by 3/8, another 11/16. This one is another 9/16. We've got a 17mm. Another 11/16. It's a popular one today. Makes 4 of them already. 9/16. 7/16. So far, all the combination wrenches have been 12 point. They are much more popular. The 6 points, they run for a higher price tag usually. They're much harder to find, and I believe they've only been manufactured by Craftsman in this raised panel style under the VA series. 11/16 by 13/16. That's for the USA made ones, not including the professional series or any modern Chinese or foreign made wrenches. 9/16. 8mm. And 9/16 by 1/2 inch. So this is what we ended up with. I believe there's about 30 pieces here, I think. We got 7 metric wrenches, which isn't as good as I'd like because the metric is a better find, but it's okay. We got 2 double box. Those are always nice to find. They're both the same. We've got 6 double open, which isn't too bad because, like I said, I don't really want to have more of those in my inventory. And we have 18 combination wrenches. So there were only 2 Chinese wrenches in the entire mix, one 9/16 and one 3/4. And most of them are in pretty good condition. The only ones with real condition issues are the double open, which doesn't bother me because the other stuff is more of what I was interested in. And, well, what am I going to do with all these wrenches? They're all going to go on eBay. This is all eBay inventory. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about eBay. And basically, if you've ever shopped on eBay for used tools, you'll find that you might be kind of shocked at what you might have to pay for some tools. Some people, get a good deal here and there. Tools do pop up for cheap. But you might feel that the prices on this stuff is a little high, because you wonder why do you have to pay, $12, $15 for a wrench that's used. These are new, in like new condition, slight little condition issues on some of them with just a little bit of rust. And those will go for, $15 to $20, a little bit more. But as a seller, I'll tell you what happens when you sell stuff on eBay like this. So I got my notes here, but if we have a wrench that's going to sell for about $10, which, might be, one of these new old stock combination wrenches, the 5/8, one of the common sizes, that wrench is overpopulated on eBay, so the prices are pretty low. But out of that $10 sale, if I paid $1 for the wrench, then eBay takes $1.74 for transaction fees. Then I got to ship it. So the shipping label, I get a discount label on eBay. Average label for something like this is about $4.36. And then I promote all of my listings at a 10% rate. I found that if you don't do promoted listings, things just don't sell very fast. eBay is a pay to play. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. And the more you pay, the more they promote you. They also like to see that you're an active eBay seller that's actually selling items and that is constantly listing on a regular basis. So if you stop listing for a while, your listings aren't going to pop up. And if you're not selling because you've got bad listings, or you've got bad inventory, or you've got too high of prices, eBay is also going to shove you down the ladder. So I do 10%. I found that works best for me. Just yesterday we sold 8 items, and all 8 items sold through promoted listings, which means that if eBay wasn't promoting them, we probably wouldn't have made those sales. And it's a good thing to sell stuff. You don't want to hold on to stuff. You want to sell it. So the promoted listing costs $1.09, leaves us with $1.81 of profit. That's 18% profit. It's not too great. You're not going to get rich selling wrenches on eBay, but it's a fun little hobby, and those are basic sales. I don't love to get inventory that sells for $10 because the profit's not that great, but sometimes that's what you get. Stuff like the new old stock wrenches, we'll say that's an average price tag of $15. It's a little bit better inventory. For something like that, I would pay $2 per wrench on average. So you got $15 sale, you got $2 for inventory. eBay takes $2.38 for transaction fees. Then the shipping label, again, is $4 and change. Promoted listings fee, $1.60. You end up with $4.59 of profit, which is 30%. That's a good profit. And making $4 and change on all these wrenches sounds a lot better. Sounds like a better business model. So I tend to try to look for the wrenches that are new old stock or almost like new condition. As we go up in the eBay world and items get more pricey, we'll use, for example, I'll talk about your average USA Craftsman ratchet. It can sell for about $20 on eBay. That's usually something I'll pay about $4 for at a tag sale. I usually don't like to go too high above that unless it's a rare model or if it's another brand that sells for higher money. But Craftsman ratchets USA in nice condition, not drawn on, not beat, not rusted, functioning, sell for about $20 on average. So I got $4 for inventory, $2.83 in transaction fees, $4 for the label on that. If it's a 3/8 or 1/4 inch and it's going local, it could be $5-6 for a 1/2 inch drive ratchet. If it's going, across the country, it could be a little bit more, but on average, $4 and change for a label, $2.14 in promoted listing fees, $6.92 of profit on a ratchet. And that's 34%. So we're getting better. I got some more examples in case you guys are wondering on the higher dollar items that you've seen in our videos. Recently we sold a GTD tap handle. It was one of the larger ones. It sold for $60. So that's a $60 item. It's a good piece of inventory. It's stuff that you can't find every day, but when you do find it, you better snag it. And the price I like to pay for stuff like that is around $10. And that's about what we paid for that item. eBay takes $9.31 for transaction fees on that. Shipping label was $7.17 to ship that. And the promoted listings fees was $8.02. They really get you. But after all that, the profit was $39.05. These are actual numbers that I got from this eBay sale with a 65% profit. That is the good stuff. That's where you really start actually making a couple bucks doing this. Another example I got would be a $125 sale. We sold a 10-piece set of used Mac sockets. They were 1/4 inch drive, metric, deep, 6-point, and sold those for $125. And I put a high price tag on that. People sell them all day long on eBay for $80. But the ones we had were in really good shape. They didn't have owner's marks, and given they were the metric deep, the inventory on eBay was low. And when you see less people selling something, you should charge a little bit more. So it sold for the $125. We paid $40 for that. That came out of a tool haul from, I think, beginning of the winter or so. Those items were about $4 a piece, 10 sockets. It was about $40. $15.47 for the eBay transaction fees, $5 for the shipping label, $6 and change for the promotion fee, and the profit on that was $57, and that's 46%. And last but not least, I'll just give you one of the, one of the recent largest sales on our eBay store. $400, and then on this one, buyer paid shipping of $13, and that was for the Mac Tools service set 3/8 drive. It's a brand new socket set I got from the flea market, and it's the 44-piece set. That's metric and SAE. You get shallow and deep 6-point sockets, a ratchet, an extension, I think a flex joint. Comes in a little red case. It was brand new. I bought it at the flea market. I got it for a steal at $175. That's an $800 set on the truck if you pay retail. I was only able to get $400 on it on eBay. That was something that I thought I was going to hit a home run, and nobody was bidding. Nobody was hitting the bait on that one. I started at like $650 and I went down from there. Like $50 a week until it sold. It was $175 for the inventory, $50 in transaction fees, $650 for the shipping label. Probably went local. That's a pretty good price for that. $21.93 for that promotion fee. There was $160 of profit at 39% profit, so that's actually pretty good. And this is how it goes with eBay. I get a lot of this small inventory stuff, these small, wrenches. Sockets is even worse. Sometimes a socket only sells for $6-7 and you literally make a couple pennies. We've had sales where we've lost money sometimes. That does happen. But you buy everything, you got to sell it. If you buy a toolbox, a lot of the tools, you got to sell it. What do I do with the stuff that's not worth the time to sell individually on eBay? We sell in lots. I try not to do Facebook Marketplace because people tend to waste your time. And I'm a busy guy, so everything usually goes on eBay. But I'll take pictures of lots on this table, put them in a flat rate box, and put them on an eBay auction. I'll run those auctions for 10 days, and you can put 100 pieces of random, junk sockets, Chinese sockets, Taiwan sockets, mix some USA in, the stuff that's rusty, beat up, broken, whatever. People bid it up to $30-50 plus shipping. I've even got it up to $100 sometimes. Sometimes I throw some ratchets in that are just not worth individual resale. But that's how all that works. And thank you guys for watching today. If you're wondering what I paid for this tool haul, this was an eBay buy it now lot. I paid $50 for it. 33 wrenches, $1.52 a piece, and that was actually a steal. This was one that I caught with my eye. The person had mislisted it. They didn't even mention that it was new old stock. They just didn't know what they were doing, and they listed it as 7 pieces of Craftsman tools. They must have copied somebody else's listing and forgot to change the quantity, so it wasn't getting traction. And the buy it now price was like $40 plus shipping, and I just hit the button right away. I didn't even realize it was new old stock. They took a picture of it like this with everything face up, nothing on the back side, so I didn't get to see all of these barcodes. It came in the mail, and I was quite surprised. I thought I overpaid for some used inventory because I usually like to keep stuff like this around $1 or less, and I actually underpaid for new inventory, which I normally would buy for about $2 a wrench. So that's just a little bit of logistics into eBay. Thank you guys for watching. This stuff is all going on eBay. I don't need any of this for my personal collection or anything like that. I just like recirculating this stuff and, putting it out there. I'll make a couple bucks on this and the tool hauls will keep coming. So stay tuned for more. If you guys are interested in the eBay store as a buyer, or you just want to check it out just for fun, links in the description down below. Everybody from YouTube gets 10% off. That coupon code is NKYouTube, no space, no caps. Just put everything in your cart and hit the coupon code on the way out when you check out. Don't go and buy this now and buy this now. Just figure out how to make a cart. Put everything that you want in there. You have to shop on the store. You just hit the link in the description. It's the easiest way to get there and shop through the store. We have a tools category, and you can search in there. You can just browse, do whatever you want. But hopefully there's something in there, and hopefully you guys can take advantage of that if you need some tools. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.